Okay, guys, it is Refine projection time. We don't have a lot of time before it comes out. And we're going to start with the Brave Heroes first because we don't have Greed this time, but we do have LagSpike. So LagSpike only did it for the Brave Heroes. So we're going to go with them first, and then we'll go for the non-Brave Heroes afterwards. And let's start with the main man, Eliwood. He is best known as fodder. He is best known as fodder. No one used him.
Or as that one unit with beast effectiveness before Patrine had it.
Yeah, unfortunately, there was like no beast back then, and then they didn't add too many more. And then once they added Fallen Edelgard, he still couldn't do it, so rest in peace.
I literally only used him to hope to do some sort of damage to Fallen Female Core and back in the day.
I just used him as to barn bait.
So I feel bad for him. With that said, he has 43 HP, 33 attack, 38 speed, 32 defense, and 18 res. The HP is obviously with the Refine added on top of that. So Eliwood is Ninis Ice Lance, which is effective in dragons and beast foes as it was before. Speed +3. I believe it was already there. So if the unit initiates combat or is within 2 space an ally, attack, speed, defense, res +4. Didn't he have extra stats as well?
It was +4 to all stats initiating, which I think that might get buffed to 5 to keep in line with modern effects, but that's still reasonable.
All right, reasonable. It should be. And the more important things, null follow-up. He needs that. If he does not have null follow-up, he cannot keep up with Erica. And that's why Erica is so deadly, because she's one of the rare cav heroes with null follow-up.
Yep. Which is such a powerful skill.
By the way, we'll see if Ephraim has it. I mean,
I kind of doubt it because he's not really fast.
Yeah, he's not. But he does have all double with Flame Siegmund, so we'll see.
I guess, then again, Brave Ephraim has a partial null follow-up.
Yeah.
Which is funny.
I'm interested in seeing that. Aside from that, Kanto 2, yes, please give him Kanto. This man needs it. The thing is, he really should not be using Kanto in his B slot. Otherwise, they're ditching his entire schlick when he first released. Snag skills. That was what he was about. So if you're not going to give him Kanto in his weapon, he's going to have to get it in his B slot, which kind of gets rid of his like original intentions.
Attack speed ruse, yeah.
Oh, crap, it's a ruse. My bad.
Easy to mix up.
Anyways, at start of combat, if unit's HP is over 25%, grants attack speed, defense, res +5 during combat. Nice. That's a lot of stats. And also, if unit speed is over foe speed, reduces damage from attacks during combat and from AoE specials by up to 40%. Ooh. That's like a cross between Regan and Erica, then.
Well, it's turning him into a god sword, basically. The null follow-up damage reduction combo, but all in the lance.
This is...
I can get down with that.
Actually, this is never going to happen.
No.
I don't think the secondary effect will. I could see something kind of like the first effect.
If the first effect happens, he runs Windsweep, and he's pretty much like a bootleg Ingrid at that point.
Bootleg, alright, cool. No, the reason why I said this can't happen is because that's like 12 abilities. What the... In just a weapon.
Multap.
Okay, fine. But you know what I mean. It's just like, that's exception to the rule. It's rare. You don't get that much stuff.
Well, that exception is on a Choose Your Legends unit as well.
Okay, but...
Who is also Hector.
Double effectiveness, speed +3, all stats +4, null follow-up, all stats +5, if outspeeding your opponent, 40% damage reduction, and then Kanto.
It's reasonable.
Okay, if you say so. Anyways, chat, if Eliwood gets this, congratulations. You are giving Brave Erica a run for her money.
Yep, not a tank buster, but one of the most consistent lance calves.
Yes.
Yeah,
like,
and the effectiveness is really helpful.
Yes.
Oh, absolutely.
The damage reduction means he will survive, which is, by the way, if he NPAC gets this, Sheeta, Harmonic Sheeta, you are already the definition of worthless. There's no point in her at all. Even her B slot.
Still effective on. She still gets effectiveness on Brave Hector.
Well, I guess that's her slick stuff then. But basically, the one thing, like when she first came out, we're like, oh, she can kill Edelgard. Yeah. No, she can't. She has to hope she has Gale Force. And even with Gale Force, sometimes she does still die. It's not clear cut.
Even Brave Erica still has to be afraid sometimes, because if she gets killed in the first hit, she can't follow up with her Luna.
Yep. It is rough, chat. Anyways, with that said, for LagSpike, Ninis Ice Lance is everything in Dragon, Beast, and Armor.
Ooh, that's a
effect.
That's a risk.
Yeah, that's hard because double effectiveness is already rare. When you go triple, what are you, Micaiah? Well, not even Micaiah. What are you, Sheeta? You know?
I was about to say, what are you, Sheeta? Like, that is...
That has more icons than Cheetah for sure.
I'll just say I doubt it.
Yeah, that's kind of rough. All right, but with that said, it would be interesting because we don't have a hero like that. A Lancer who's effective against armors. That's not a thing.
Dragon Leaf.
Okay.
On Erica.
On Erica. That's funny. All right.
And Ephraim, but yeah.
Right. But I'm sorry. I mean Cap Lancers. But all right. Anyways.
Oh yeah.
Erica.
Yeah, it's just basically Brave Erica. Speed +3, all stats +5. So upgraded from 1 extra, and then special cooldown charge +X and special cooldown charge -X. Special fighter. Ooh. That would make a lot of sense if you think about it.
It's
that's
Iris Refine, the null guard.
All's null.
Yeah, guard.
If it was special fighter, it would make a lot of sense because it'd just be falling up onto Brave Eliwood.
Oh yeah, but I guess
sorry,
this is
Eliwood.
also like kind of the inverse, like a different kind of special control.
Yeah, I guess. As long as you can start charging a weapon, that's a big deal. And then also, if you initiates combat, neutralize foes' bonuses, and prevents units follow-up attacks during combat, neutralize reduces damage by X% from non-special. Oh, I never expected that. That's interesting.
So, if he initiates, he gets a dull all effect. He gets half of null follow-up, and he breaks through damage reduction.
And guard. Well, and yeah.
Well, yeah, and guard in his base effect. So
that's
pretty much wants to destroy legendary Corn, I guess.
That's actually really interesting. It makes him. I would say he's a specialist, except he kills everything, apparently,
Yeah,
it's like feels very targeted on Fallen Edelgard. Like, this actually just feels like it was designed to kill Fallen Edelgard, which I think is a little overkill. But still, it's a very interesting, like, it's not a bunch of stats, it's a bunch of effects.
What are we looking from Eliwood anyways? We're literally looking for him to kill Edelgard. That's literally what the expectations are.
Yeah.
I think he wants damage reduction for sure.
Yeah, that's the
Either
thing.
that or no counterattacks from the foe.
I think the one thing this isn't considering is from the respect of, hey, that bonfire is still going to smoke you in the first shot.
Yep. Even Brave Erica is still not impervious because of that 30% damage reduction.
Well, I guess grant special cooldown charge +X. I guess it isn't automatically out there, so maybe he'll survive, but even the base attack from Edelgard's pretty threatening, so if you're not at full HP, you could be in trouble. So yeah, I'm kind of worried, but yeah, I see the point.
Well, again, you just switch to Wind Sweep.
Oh yeah, that's true. All these cases can just use Wind Sweep.
Yeah.
All right, my boy, this guy was really awesome back in the day.
Interesting, but all underwhelming overall, but cool.
Yeah. 45 HP, 57 attack, 35 speed, 37 defense, 20 res. He's actually, I even have him still. I think he's still really good. It's just people don't use him, and you don't have much of a reason to use him. So fair enough.
You don't.
He kills dragons at least.
Yeah, I still have mine. Like, he's fun. Just, he needs something.
Alright. Effectively against dragon foes, attack +3, same as before. If unit is not adjacent to an ally, grants attack speed defense res +5 to unit during combat, and neutralizes unit's penalties. Wait, what?
Okay.
That changed.
So it's kind of like a Fimbulvetr effect if he's sold.
Yeah, basically.
With
not
5
bad.
instead of 4, yeah.
The base is just if unit is,
outnumbered.
Stupid version of solo, outnumbered, then +5 all.
I'm surprised he would change to absolute solo. All right.
Most weapons have been doing that. This condition's out of date, realistically.
Fair enough. And then additionally, neutralize units' penalties. That's nice. At start combat, if units HP is over 25%, all stats +5. During combat, unit can counterattack regardless of foe's range. Oh, after combat restores 10 HP to unit. That is trying to keep up with Brave Marth.
That's very straightforward. But given that it's a distant counter weapon with +10 to all stats, I think it kind of has to be straightforward.
It's fair because you need that much stuff from his weapon because Send skill. You're not removing that, and that's gonna get. Actually, no, I don't know. Like, I've reduced anything for Send skill. It really feels lackluster now.
It feels lackluster because the weapon doesn't do enough. And I mean, to be fair, Send skill also is an A slot, whereas Atrocity is stupid.
Okay, fair enough. But I like it from the 10 HP healing because that gets rid of Send skill's issues of send damage to yourself.
Yep. And you're still getting, like, you get a little bit of extra healing, so even if you're taking some damage, you can still heal back some of it.
Fair enough. I don't think this is enough, though, because it's just a lot of stats and no penalties and then some healing. And I guess it's distant. It will increase his usage, but it doesn't make him exceptional in comparison to the other god swords.
Puts him up to base 45 speed with Dracofalchion, which isn't bad.
It fixes his speed issues. That's the other thing that was bad about him. His speed. He wasn't keeping up fast. He's not fast enough in the current meta.
Yeah. I can get down with this. Like, I think he needs more speed, definitely. But I can definitely get down with having a straight up DC Spectrum 10 all. Like, that is a pretty nasty refine, all things considered.
It's no longer detrimental to run Sunscale, so it's fair. I guess it. Dracofalchion here is affecting Dragon Foes, attack plus 3, same. At start combat, if units HP over 90%.
Oh yeah, I remember that. I remember reading this one, and I thought it was kind of weird.
Yeah, because you're going back to the other
weird.
HP over 90% neutralizes effects that guarantees foes follow-up attacks, and effects that prevent units follow-up attacks during combat. If unit is not adjacent to an ally, grants attack speed, defense, rust plus 5 during combat. So I think it's pretty much agreed that the outnumber thing is going to be changed to just solo.
Yeah.
But the other part is 90% neutralize effects that guarantees. But how do you keep that with sense scale?
Well, that's the point. Keep reading.
Okay. At start combat, if unit's HP is under 90%, well, you have it both ways. And if unit's attack is over foe's attack, a double condition reduces damage from attacks during combat from AoE specials by percentage equals difference between stats x4. Okay, so damage reduction. And also, if unit deals damage to a foe using special, restores 20% of unit's maximum HP. And at start combat, if unit's HP is under 90%, restores 7 HP to unit after combat.
So basically, if he is below 90%, he has attack-based damage reduction, which I actually kind of like. And then he also has 20% healing on special proc, plus that Mystic Boost healing after combat. Basically trying to heal himself back up to 100% so that he can have no follow-up again.
That is...
It's interesting.
IS has never done a double condition like that.
Ana has that with Noatun. If she's at or above 50%, then she can warp to allied spaces.
It's such a tame effect.
Any ally within any spaces. Yeah.
Okay, well, either way, this is a bit weird because this is multiple conditions around the 90% range.
Yeah,
it looks like he still gets his solo stats though.
He still gets solo stats.
There's a period, yeah.
He chooses between damage reduction and healing or null follow-up.
Unless you can get that sweet spot 90%.
Yeah, if you have the sweet spot, then you're just god. But I like the idea. I just don't know if I like it.
I don't think IS would do it because it's so... We're already making fun of it for Yu-Gi-Oh! Text. This is the definition of Yu-Gi-Oh!
I mean, this would probably be about how long the refine is. I wouldn't be surprised.
Yeah, I think it's actually going to be better than this.
Yeah, that's what I'm really getting at, is I just don't think it's that great. Like, it's a cool gimmick, but not amazing.
It's too much restrictions for what it offers. I see it.
Yeah, like, you basically have to play Alm in 2 different styles, when you could realistically just slap no follow-up on his B slot and call it a day.
Yeah, fair enough. Alright, I get it. I do agree he's probably gonna get healing, because Sense Scale is now detrimental, and he didn't really have the speed to run Desperation, so basically didn't get used. So, yeah.
Unless he has, like... What if he has, like, double Lion, but when damaged?
Right. That's what I was thinking about. Like, was he gonna go, like, double Lion? That's what I was thinking about. Because that would actually be very scary. 2 shots of Sense Scale probably destroys most things.
Yeah, 2 shots of Sense Scale off of Dracofalchion and not a Brave Sword or Ninja Katana would be terrifying.
Yeah, because people did Sense Scale with Brave Sword and it was scary.
Yeah, that build was actually legit.
Hero number 3, we'll go Camilla. Sanngriðr. Bow can out counterattack. If unit initiates combat, grants attack speed plus 5 during combat, neutralize effects that prevent units follow-up attacks during combat. What? Okay, partial no follow-up.
Almost goes overkill.
That's interesting. I didn't think a healer would need it, but alright. After combat, if unit attack, inflicts gravity on target and foes within 1 space of target. Oh, sorry, real quick. 39 HP, 47 attack, 37 speed, 21 defense, and 25 res are the base stats. Allies within 2 spaces can move to a space adjacent to a unit. Ooh. That would really improve her utility if she could heal and move units. Unit can move to a space adjacent to any ally within 2 spaces, grants attack speed plus 5 to allies within 3 spaces during combat. If unit is within 3 spaces, an ally grants attack speed plus 5 to unit during combat. My only issue with that is, like, it's so similar to Veronica. Not the movement part, but the stat part.
The stat part, yeah. It's basically just a different, which I get, because healer refines don't have to be insane, technically.
There's still support heroes, yeah.
Yeah, so a joint drive attack speed with a Swift Sparrow refine on top is not bad. And it really does feed into the fact that she's not a healing healer so much as an attacking healer.
Yeah.
She doesn't have to go in and heal. She can just throw her gravity around with the extra 9 attack speed and then warp her allies into abuse that. I kind of like it.
And the 10 extra attack and speed with her attack speed push inherently would actually get her to a pretty sizable speed of 54 at base, which she needs because she's not fast enough anymore.
Yeah, she's a little on the old side, but 37 base speed healer is not bad by pure raw stats.
The other reason is I like the teleportation thing, which means she can effectively move 3 spaces. That's important because gravity is nice and all, but if you can't get yourself in range to use it first, it doesn't really matter. With extra movement, this is actually really good. It actually helps her compete against elites.
Yeah, and it gives her a serious offense role,
yeah.
I think is another important part, because with safety fence now, gravity is one of the best things to use in offense, like hyper offense strategies.
Yep. People don't realize this, but safety fence, it would just shut the teams down if they can't attack you, and with gravity, the range just got minimized. Yeah, it's actually kind of ridiculous. So this is really good for new level plays. Yeah, I actually really like this. Supports the team and sets up new gen plays.
And it kind of plays into how original Camilla has a proximity condition about her. Like, it doesn't play into her having guidance because she doesn't, but it kind of plays into how she's all about warping too.
OG cam, okay, yeah.
OG cam, and then I think one of the cams also has fire formation, remember correctly?
Yes, and one of them has bond.
Yeah, and link and drawback. Like, they're all, a lot of them are kind of positionally based, so I wouldn't be surprised.
Yeah.
Especially since fire-based
cam is clean.
Exactly.
Okay. So, Sanngriðr here does, if you initiates combat, grants attack speed +6 during combat, so more. Additionally, it's still gravity. At start turn, an allies within 3 spaces of a unit has HP over 1, deals 10 damage to nearest.
I'm just hoping they continue the streak of the colorless unit getting the worst refine. Kappa.
Chances are the healers are always the worst. It's so hard to do them right.
Well, then they do Maribel.
Well, Maribel's so uniquely, I still can't believe they called that. That was
an amazing refine and an amazing prediction.
Yep.
But it's just because healers don't need as much, so they kind of get tame refines.
Yep.
Typically.
I can't see this happening. It's so strong.
Yeah. And also, once again, weird.
Deals 10 damage to nearest of those units, those allies, and enables Kana Rem +1 to unit for 1 turn. I guess this fits Cam's personality. What the fuck?
10 damage seems extreme. I guess like 1 damage, like Bernadetta's weapon.
I'm not sure if you want 10 damage. I think 1 damage made more sense. But I guess this can technically set
it's
up...
supposed to act like a penalty to get that Kanto effect, which is just what? Like, I like the idea of Camilla being Winter Bernie of sorts, but the fact that it's outright being treated as a penalty in order to get a Kanto status.
This would also literally be like make her one of the best offense Gale Force or offense AR units in general, just because of the damage to allies, and just obviously Kanto Rem with gravity.
Yeah, not to mention the fact that it's not Kanto 1, it's Kanto
exactly.
4.
So you're guaranteed to get 1 at least always.
Yeah.
Yeah,
so
that feels...
Right, because if you find yourself smited into an enemy formation, you attack and just back off too, they can't touch you. Yeah, that's a bit much. Alright, well, it's an interesting idea. It's extremely extreme. This is the... I mean... Sometimes refines are boring in projections, but these are this one is so we've never seen anything like
this. These refines are very gutsy. Like these ones are probably not going to happen, but these are some of the most like out there predictions I've ever seen.
It kind of surprised me IS itself hasn't tried something like that. Our final hero would be Micaiah, Light of Dawn, effect against armor and cav foes, typical. Res +3, typical. Grants bonus to attack speed, defense, res during combat equals current penalty of each of the target stats, same as before. Calculate each stat bonus independently and start combat if foe's HP is over 75%, or if penalty is active on foe, grants attack speed, defense, res +4 to unit during combat. So it's kind of like the Plegian weapons on the inherent stats.
I think it would be an inflict. Oh wait, no, I guess because this isn't actually pledging, it's granting yourself the stats. This makes sense.
It's an easy condition too. They could be unpenalized and just meet the like springy axe condition.
Yeah, the HP condition. You'd be fine.
Yeah.
I like it.
Yeah, 36 HP, 51 attack, 28 speed, 17 defense, 40 res. Yeah, she does. I mean, the thing is, like, we've done speed Micaiahs. She absolutely is legit. So
she's technically made to force a speed stat by getting 12 speed between Yoon's Whispers and her beast weapon.
Yeah, so if unit initiates combat or is within 2 spaces of an ally, grants attack speed, defense, res +5 to unit during combat, and unit makes a guaranteed follow-up attack. Oh, that's so overkill, but all right. And also, if foe has penalties, grants bonus to unit's attack equals total penalties on foe during combat. It's funny because she'll actually build up speed. Huh?
That's the part I think is overkill.
Oh yeah, that's also a true penalty damage dealer. She's gonna be, if she sets up, that's the hardest hitting Micaiah in the game then.
Oh, I see. The effect icon is basically Arvis's like sort of spider web, except it has the colors on it, so it's like 5 to all stats as well as the
as well as broadleaf and follow up
attack penalty effect. Yeah.
You know what? It actually, I can see her getting broadleaf.
I think that broadleaf is actually pretty likely, if I'm being totally honest. Not guaranteed, but considering that dominance is supposed to be Bride Micaiah's whole thing, I wouldn't be surprised if Brave Micaiah is the one to adopt it as her.
You guys also have to remember, it's not crazy because we already have a green tome hero who generates tons of debuffs and does damage based on penalties. Name's Gunthra. She's already here.
Yep. Now, of course, the added guaranteed follow-up, I think, is the part that just makes this terrifying. But still, it's not bad. It's really, really good.
Yeah.
This would actually make Micaiah the best mage flyer, probably.
The guaranteed follow-up attack is moreover because past Micaiahs have auto doubles, and the new Micaiah has auto doubles, so it makes sense. If she also has auto double, oh, fair enough.
I feel like one or both of those effects has to be on the refine. Follow up and broadleaf.
Yes.
I think it's good. It's just the condition's kind of strange, like having to be within 2 spaces or initiating to get all of that stuff, as well as having the foe needing to have penalties. I think it's good, just accept the conditions are a little too restrictive.
Those conditions are not too restrictive. I think, if anything, those might be a little lenient.
There's something in green brackets that caught my attention right away. That's all. All right. Light of Dawn, effect against armor and capitals. Res +3, bonus, same as before. At start of turn, if unit is adjacent to an ally, grants dominance to unit and choose an ally.
Oh.
Okay, that's a different way to be totally broken.
Yeah.
Unit deals additional damage equals total penalties on foe for 1 turn. You know, if it was just this, you're just like, where's everything else? No, that would be fair. It's fucking guaranteed dominance.
I mean, I would still probably say they probably throw like grants attack speed, def res +4, and bonus to each of stats, current penalty, blah blah blah.
Yeah, I think there would be something like that as well. But guys, gotta remember, she already inherently has a debuffing B slot, so she already generates the penalties. If she just gets dominance on it, her and her ally, this is an undeniable dominance. In other words,
literally, you cannot stop. Unlike with Bride Micaiah, where you just have hindrance, this one's just like, who cares? Like, if you have dominance on a non-duo skill, that unit is immediately going to become top tier meta.
Yep.
And this is no exception.
Yep. So I think it's fair, even though I think they'll give more than that if that ever happens. And before someone says, this is too broken, Dracofalchion, may I remind you, this hero guarantees anybody doubles. Have you ever seen Edelgard smack your face twice in a row? Well, Katria enables it. She also allows you to teleport everywhere. So I don't think this I don't even think this is busted, because
God, I hate Katria.
Katria's busted, and she's
so annoying.
That unit shouldn't exist.
Yeah. So I don't know what to say. Like, this seems really ridiculous, but then again, we have Katria, so
I think
what's ridiculous anymore?
No, the bar has been raised so much.
Yeah, this would be broken, but also not uncalled for.
Yeah. It would also be fitting because she's like, I don't know, Brado Micaiah is the only one who does dominance anyways. And I really do think the dominant status effect is something that they'll do more in the future. And it would be perfect if this is the hero that does it, considering she can totally use dominance to its full ability.
It'd be also kind of an Ashera situation, whereas I guess you could also say it'd be like if 2 units or more get it, then also she gets dominance, or like it's a dominance tactic, which would be even scarier.
Okay.
Like kind of in reference to Ashera.
Yeah, that's true.
We'll see, but yeah, if she gives allies the dominance buff, that's game over for a lot of offenses.
Yep. All right, independent ones now. And then really quickly, let's start with Kana. Dusk Dragonstone. Kana has 43 HP, 47 attack, 33 speed, 31 defense, and 29 res. If it initiates combat or foes HP is over 75% at start combat, grants attack speed, defense, res +4 to unit during combat. Makes sense because his base weapon was basically just get defense and res, so fair enough. Additionally, if units within 3 spaces of an ally inflicts attack res -5 on foe during combat, at start of turn, if units within 3 spaces of an ally grants defense res +5 to unit for 1 turn. Okay, that is fair because it's not that much worse or better than. Sorry, it's not that much better than. It's debatable.
It gives him a pretty big swing of stats defensively.
It's comparable to female Kana as well.
It's not as speed based, is the one thing. It definitely turns him into more of a tank, which I mean, I guess that's kind of how his stats are already made to be. But
yeah, he's got a balanced stats spread.
It's
so
like
you could make it work.
It's just a little better. Just a little better, not enough to the point where female Kana feels depressed about her refine, but it's still better.
Yeah, well, I can agree with this. The other thing people have to remember is if you use Dusk Dragonstone, you can no longer run DC. You might be like, well, I'll just run DC in A. Well, if you care about using Kana as a score, you can't. So you just give up on the DC route. So it kind of has to justify giving up on DC, considering how many DC Kanas there are. Well, I mean, with Lightning Breath, you know.
If anything, I kind of expect this to actually, if this were the refine, to be grants attack def res +5 during combat, and then visibly grants it, kind of like with the summer weapons we just got, like Summer Norm and Ogba.
All right, fair enough.
But that'd be the only thing.
This is a fairly realistic one, though. I think.
It's realistic.
Yeah, I can see this happening.
It's not Leon levels of bad. It makes a lot of sense.
But it's definitely not like Finn levels of refinery either.
Yeah,
like,
it's not going to transform him as a unit. Yeah.
No, it just gives him everything he needs to be competent these days, and I can take that. Wouldn't be a weapon I'd refine, but I think that male Kana users would be happy with it.
I'm surprised. All right, cool. Finally, Lynn. Wait, sorry. Finally, Ephraim. Ephraim, I promise you exist. Erica hasn't completely replaced you. All right, Flame Siegmund. Attack +3. If unit's not adjacent to an ally, grants attack +5 to unit during combat. Makes sense. He is soloed and base Ephraim no one cares about. All right, that's the truth. And then inflicts attack -5 on foe during combat. Unit makes guaranteed fall attack. So basically the same ability except attack +5, attack -5.
It's
kind of like
Summer Freyr's weapon.
Yeah.
Huh?
Summer Freyr. Same weapon.
Except the opposite condition, non-adjacent instead of initiating Earth in 2 spaces.
Oh, yeah.
So,
At start combat, if unit's HP is over 25%, inflicts attack defense -5 on foe during combat, and reduces damage from foe's first attack by 30%. Okay, that's fair enough. I like it.
Short and sweet. Oh, I'd take that. I think that would actually put him in the running.
He can actually, I don't know. He doesn't do effective damage against her. He'll double her, but he won't do much to her.
Yeah. Although the Luna proc, well, Luna's 3 cooldown, which is where I would say Slaying would be a great addition.
I wish he had Slaying, yes. I wish he had Slaying.
If he gets Slaying, then I think that he's already, regardless, a good Edelgard check. Because he can proc Luna and follow up.
Yeah. Alright, well, fair enough. Final hero, Lynn, this is the one I've been looking forward to the most. Swift Mulagir. She has 36 HP, 45 attack, 36 speed, 21 defense, and 30 res. Swift Mulagir, effect against flying foes, res +3. If unit initiates combat or is within 2 spaces of an ally, grants attack speed +5 to unit during combat, and neutralize effects that guarantee units follow-up attacks and new effects that prevent units follow-up attacks during combat. Okay, now follow-up. As well as to start combat, if foes HP is over 75%, grants attack speed +5 to unit during combat, neutralize units penalties to attack speed, and also if 2 or more allies are within 3 speed of unit and unit initiates combat, unit attacks. Okay, I like that.
That would be a refinery I would expect for Legendary Lynn.
That would be cool.
Basically, if everything sets up, she's now what, quadding?
She's a brave bow user with wind sweep of sorts.
Yes.
And a springy bow effect.
And null follow-up, and a bunch of extra attack and speed.
Yeah,
Okay.
10 attack, 16 extra attack and speed total between Swift Mulagir and Laws. No counterattacks from physical foes. Null follow-up, brave effect. Also penalty neutralization, because why not?
This refine is ultimately ridiculous. If you set up Lynn, she is now the best close archer, and she can slap Shamir in the face.
Yeah, this would actually make Lynn one of the best archers in the game.
Makes me kind of sad though. I love Shamir, but
yeah, I do too. But there's no reason why a legendary hero like Lynn, especially, shouldn't be at least above average.
She's been the butt of so many jokes for so long. She deserves this.
I still want her to get really good. Don't get me wrong. I have her like +2 or 3. She pity broke me so many times.
I have a minus attack unmerged copy. I'll trade for her if she's this good.
I have her +2, but basically this is now it's more difficult for than Shamir. Shamir is just what, be solo.
Be solo, but the foe also has to be at or above 80%.
Oh, okay. Well,
yeah.
I'm sorry, Shamir. That's not whatever. It's still very practical. This is, I don't know. I think this is fair. Please make Lynn good. Please, Ayas, thank you.
Please, like, if you can, even if it's not the brave effect, this would still be perfectly fine, because then you run water sweep and most foes can't counter it anymore. And then she gets a 10 attack speed. Like, that would be fine.
The big thing is it fixes her biggest issue of damage output if she quads. So that's huge.
Yeah. And it fixes her speed.
Yes. Yes, it does. Well, her speed got fixed a lot by her remix, Joint Drive Speed and baseline.
Well, yeah.
Those two skills alone give her 10 attack and speed.
Given she's a fast archer, quote unquote, with 36 speed. Need a little help.
All right. I love that. What's your favorite refine, chat? I know we really sped along because we're about 1 minute away from reset, so we have something else to talk. Oh my god. Okay, so my favorite one is, I'm biased. I'll pick Lynn.
I'm biased too. I'm actually gonna pick Lynn, and it might be just because it's the most recent, but I really, really want Lynn to be good.
Yes.
Lynn is probably my favorite too. Don't want to be a bandwagoner, but
Though I will say, if we do get that joint tone dominance, that would be amazing.
Yes, that would also be stupid. All right, there you go. We'll see the real ones tomorrow. Oh my god.